Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Master Debatin'. I'm your host, Amanda Chin. Today, we'll be talking about a very controversial topic that might have caused quite a few fights here and there. A large percentage of people have iPhones, and you may have heard of this little function on your phone where you are allowed to turn your read receipts on. However, many also choose to keep them off. Is it really okay to have your read receipts on? We now have Rosie O'Donovan here, who believes that read receipts should be kept on. It's the only respectable thing to do. On the other side, we have Nate Bartolo, who says that read receipts just cause unnecessary drama. Well, thank you guys for joining me today. Let's get this debate started, shall we?
Sure.
Rosie, why don't you start with a little opening statement, if you don't mind?
Yeah, so I'd like to bring up, in Nate's description, he said it keeps, having his read receipts off keeps unnecessary drama out of his life. But if you were drama-free, then why not just keep your read receipts on? Because it's important to, have people see your messages.
Nate?
I never said that. But I think more so than that, I think privacy is the important thing to remember here, because I don't think that other people should know about exactly what I'm doing when I'm doing it if we're not in the same room together, and especially if I'm not comfortable with them knowing it. And I think that's my decision.
What about keeping that open and transparent relationship with the person? If you turn your read receipts off, they don't really know anything or what you're thinking. Don't you think it's a way of maybe being a trustworthy?
It's a gentlemanly thing to do, but I don't know if you'd know that.
I think that a lot of the time having the read receipts on actually causes more conflict than turning them off, because it allows for a lot of miscommunication to happen between people. Maybe they read the message, maybe they didn't. Regardless of whether or not they're on, you won't be able to tell, because a lot of people go around the read receipt system anyways. They'll read the message.
Why not just read the message?
But then people will read the message, but they won't respond to it. They'll just leave the notification hanging in their phone, and now you just have a cluttered phone inbox. That just seems more annoying.
There's a button for that.
Yeah, going back to his argument, do you think that maybe sometimes when your read receipts are on, it can kind of mess with people's minds?
Oh, 100%. I do think it is. I do think it has the power to mess with people's minds.
Oh, so you just want to mess with people's minds?
But it also makes some of us feel better. So if you get ghosted all the time, then at least you know where you stand. It eliminates that confusion.
But what if that's not what's going on? That's just what you think is going on. That person just hasn't had the time to respond yet.
Then respond.
But maybe they're in a time-sensitive situation where they can't do that. What if they're beating a final boss on a video game? Then they can't take their hands away. But that ends up taking 2 hours. You've been on red for 2 hours. Now you've already moved on and tried to find something else to do. But this person doesn't even know they got your message because their phone's just open on your little text screen.
Well, if they give a shit, they would respond.
Well,
and they should just actually have their read receipts on. So.
Well, what about the whole argument where even if you have your read receipts on or you don't have them on, you can still see the text message that someone sends, even without reading it. So.
Yeah, and
rather your point turns to rather garbage, or there's a few holes in it, whereas. Kind of Snapchat, that would be valid, where it's if you are beating a boss and you spent 2 hours on it and you leave Snapchat open and I respond to you and it opens and disappears, then that's one thing. But it won't go away if you're texting someone.
Well, going off on your Snapchat remark, every other social media app like Facebook and Instagram, you can see when someone reads your message. So what is different about text messages specifically that makes it not okay?
I think that text messaging has evolved a lot, and iMessage is the only function that actually has this. So when you're texting someone off a non-iPhone, this isn't even an option or a debate to be had. This isn't something you have to deal with, and you don't have to deal with the social pressure of your friends asking hey, why'd you turn your read receipts off? It's that's unnecessary, because if it's your phone and you want to text how you want, you shouldn't have to deal with the social pressures of how other people think you should be handling your phone.
I keep my read receipts on also because if I have...
You would.
That's going to look that remark is going to look really cute after my next comment. But if a creepy gentleman wants to say something to me and I would like to let them know that I am not interested, I can keep my read receipts on and very clearly send them a message.
Yeah, I'm sure they get
I'm sure I keep my read receipts on.
So about her privacy aspect of it, what would you respond to that? She doesn't want someone creepy.
I think that she could just easily say, hey, I'm not interested, and then he'd get the message rather than just leaving him on red. Because maybe he's thinking oh, maybe she is interested. She just doesn't know how to let me know because she's shy.
Then you're
you think
feeding into it, aren't you, Nate?
So you think responding to the creepy man instead of just ignoring it is the way to go?
Yeah, I think that confronting all your problems head on is the way to go.
You,
Instead of
a
just
male,
like going around them.
has no right into this conversation. Me, with red receipts on, as a lady. And what? Yeah, okay, so you're telling me that you've just left a girl on red before. And she's trying to...
No. I would never do that because I don't have my red receipts on, and that's rude. If I have an important message I need to respond to, I'll respond to it in a timely manner when I think it's appropriate.
So you would
And
just
I don't feel the
would-
pressures of, oh, I read this now, I have to respond to this now. Oh, I read it, but it's not that important. I'll give it an hour or two.
All right, well, we have a few seconds left. Any closing statements? Rosie?
Just turn your red receipts on. It's not that hard. Don't be like Nate. We don't want Nates. We
And
don't.
Nate, any closing remarks?
I just think that use your phone how you want and don't let other people tell you how to use your phone.
Okay, thank you guys so much. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thanks for Rosie and Nate for joining me. What do you all think at home? Should read receipts really be left on or should they be turned off? Coming up after the break, In-N-Out or Shake Shack? Stay tuned.